Alright, today is Monday. I had planned on doing videos over the weekend, but nothing great happened, so I decided, you know what, no mail. No mail, no mail, no mail day, no video. So, without further ado, I had a lot of problems with eBay over the weekend, and they were just basically filtering all my results and giving me only 160 items with no other options to see other things and filter other things. Absolutely ridiculous. But I was able to work around it, but it cost me the whole entire weekend trying to get something purchased, and I bought very little, if anything at all. This came in the mail today. We got 3 postcards here because that's just a lucky number here. This one I just mailed off recently. I was hoping it would take a little longer. This has sat for a long time. But this is to Freedom, California. I was hoping to get it closer to 4th of July postmark, because you never know how long these will sit. This could sit for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it'd be close enough to 4th of July. But it got a June 8th. They canceled it right away, so that is one and done there. Then this one here is Los Molinos, California. Excuse me. And and that came out just fine there. Nothing on the back there. That worked out well enough. This one is Native Indian Tribes, and it shows all of the United States here. Sacramento Council got there. And this is, I think, Miwok Village, if I'm not mistaken there. This stamp ripped, and they canceled none of those over there. So you can't see it. It just says Village. But I'm pretty sure that's what that was. The Sacramento thing got on the Protect Endangered Species got over there. So that's interesting how that one is. But there are my 3 postcards for the day, and we'll double check those. Now, I have one major purchase. Well, I say major. This was cheap. This was like 15 bucks or something. I got doubled the... So there is the postage. I don't know why he puts them in the middle there. I have no clue exactly why, but anyway, it got canceled. All the stamps got canceled there. And this is out of Minnesota, I believe. And this one, he took an extra 5 days to mail it, or 5 or 6 days to mail it. But these are my postage stamps. So I got $10.03, $10.04, $10.03 in postage here. That's, I guess, what it came out to. It takes a while to put these together here. I'll take these off of here, and I'll just show you what kind of postage I got. So you can find, and this is not auction style, geez, Mikey, this is buy it now. And I got free shipping on it all, so... all kinds of who knows what stamps in here. I will trust whatever he's got on there. There's a bunch of 3s, some more 3s, tons of 3s. 3s make it really absolutely hard to put together a postcard there, because I would need something like, I don't know, 15 or something of those or more to get on a postcard here. But then, of course, we get some higher amounts here. So we have, like we have 15, so 2 15s, that's 30. And I guess 3 of those would be 45 and a 3. So a 3 and a one of those down there. We got 20, so we got 20, 40, and then whatever. And then some of those will be for the outside envelopes, but I will try to use these you don't see very, very often. Those are amazing. That's almost worth keeping. I'm not sure what happened here. These are off-center. So they're printed a little off-center, and there's a tiny little damage down there. But you just don't see these. This is one of the first times I've ever used this stamp, ever. I'm almost ashamed to use that, because a nice block of 4, if that's tidied up a little bit here, get that little extra piece there. That would be a really nice block for my collection, if I so chose to use that. We'll see. I hate to use that. Some of these have stamp hinges on the back of them, but they were never stuck on a letter. So that's 50 cents right there, so it's a little bit too much. And we got some 29s here. Then we're going to just take a quick look at the other ones here. You can see some of the other stuff here are just 10s, every amount possible. So that makes it very handy for my postcard projects, getting every single amount there is. This one here is a whole bunch of 32s, so that's really cool. So I'll be using those. That's really neat. That's a kind of neat time to reorder a stamp there. I'll use that in the corner of one of my postcards or something. I don't know what I'll do. Bunch of 8 centers. I don't like the 8s because they're so weird, and also they're so bulky, take up a lot of space. So they get usually used on the outside, osteopathic medicine. Other than, I haven't used very many of these, if any at all. So that's kind of neat. I'm seeing stamps that I don't get to use very often. Don't use those very often, the Olympic ring stamps, so those are cool. There's another bunch of those. What else do we have? We have some 1-centers. They're always very handy, and that keeps me going from the post office needlessly for a few cent stamps there. Old time ones there. Again, you just got to do your homework. You know, these can be used for anything you want. The possibilities are endless, but I just choose to use most of them for TTM fuel. You know, rarely you're going to find anybody that's 50%, but that's very cool. It does take a while, so, you know, good things come to those who wait. So I'll have 8 bazillion postcards to mail out here. Hopefully we will have some that are already started, so I won't have to waste every single stamp here. I've used those lots of times, the 15s. The 29s I don't get to use very often, but those are very, very cool, and that helps a lot. You know, I like the larger amounts with the smaller ones. Unfortunately, you always get a couple of Christmas stamps there, but nothing you can do about it. 25 cents. We just throw it on the outside of the envelopes and don't care. This is one of my not super favorite series because it's kind of a very faint design there, and they're large. They take up a lot of space. I do have a complete sheet of those. Now this is an 11. Somebody has trimmed off of something there. So they have trimmed off the other stamps. The post offices used to do that back in the day. They would cut other stamps. So you'd find sheets and the edging of the stamps were actually cannibalized postage stamps. Very unusual for them to do that. I'm not sure if they used them or not or what happened, but they cut right smack through the center of the stamp. So you got 50% of a stamp almost. It just depends on how they were cutted. This is cut. There's an old special delivery stamp, 15 cents. Technically, you're not supposed to use those, but people use them and just add the rest of the postage with it, and the post office is just fine with it. So if they're fine with it, I'm fine with it. 25-cent Washington stamp. Yeah, that's great for Washington. South Dakota, I try not to use a state, or North Dakota. I try not to use those state stamps for the letter that's going out to California. There's a disabled doesn't mean unable. So there's that one there. Horace Moses. What else we got here? So these are all, you know, like I said, these are just overstocks or slight imperfections that might make some super collector really annoyed. So what I'm trying to get at is some of these are gradable and some of them are not gradable. That makes sense here. I don't get to see these very often. I have used some of them, but not very often. I like the smaller stamps. I really do. The bigger stamps, who cares? Like this Vietnam Memorial stamp there. It's a little bit on the large side, but it's skinny, so that's kind of a pass. It's okay. These are old. These are World War II era type stamps there, so those are really cool, but I try not to like... I save those for special postcards. These I don't see very often. These are 18 centers. Do not see those at all. Hopefully you can see all these stamps. It doesn't focus well with this camera here on the stamps. I've used an entire sheet of those one time. I think the sheet was either not mint or what, I don't know. There are some 5 centers. I don't get a lot of 5 centers in these mixed packs here, but what can you do? These unfortunately are very, very faint. You can barely even read. These are 5 centers, I believe. These light blue stamps there. Very weird and unusual stamps. What else do we have here? I'm going to show you a few more here. Some of them have, this one is like damaged and toned, so it got some heat damage there probably in somebody's attic or hot basement or something like that, so there's that one there, but still good enough to use. Another Christmas stamp, we don't need to see that one. Those tend to rip. Let's see. These are always very, very cool, and I always like to keep, if I can, the numbers on there, the plate numbers. So it looks like I'm running out of battery here, but just gobs and gobs of stamps of all kinds. So again, eBay is not the bad person, it's just their search engine is absolutely ridiculous at the moment. But I was able to find some stamps. I bookmarked him. This is the second time I bought from him. Hope you enjoyed that. Sorry there was no autograph request or anything else today, or cards, and thank you for watching.